Okay, welcome to a video about your last basic form, which is the cube or rectangular prism. It's just about the same thing. Now, before I show you how to do this, I want to remind you that, like, no matter what you're drawing, you should always draw something as you see it in front of you. The tips I'm going to give you on how to draw cubes and rectangular prisms will help you break it down a little bit easier, but you should still draw something according to how you see it in front of you, because when something in front of you has different details. Now, to draw a rectangular prism, first of all, they're all around us all the time. I mean, I just looked down at the floor and I was like, oh my God, my kitty's little cat scratcher thing. That's a rectangular prism. Or like couches a lot of times are like just pieces of rectangular prisms put together. My furniture, my books, okay? So they're around us all the time. They're really important for us to know how to draw. And if we're going to do it right, we have to think about perspective, okay? And you guys have learned how to do perspective in Art 1, but here's a refresher, okay? So I'm pretty sure you remember single point perspective, and it's one way that can help you draw rectangular prisms really, really well. And one thing I need you to be able to do on your own, though, is to draw parallel lines, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so usually for just single point perspective, single point, remember that we put a little point off in the distance, a little dot. Actually, it's hard to see that. So, okay, there's my little dot. Sorry, it says single point right there. And we usually start with just a flat rectangle. Okay, and then the corners of our rectangle kind of go off towards that point. And I'm doing this very rough. I'm not using a ruler. And that's fine, okay? And then it looks like our box is going on forever and ever and ever, so we have to cut it off at a certain point. And this is where the parallel lines come in. So this is my side of my rectangular prism. It's a straight line, 90-degree line, and I need to make an exact parallel line to that. So I have two parallel lines. And the next one, where I cut off the rectangular prism at the top, needs to be parallel to this line right here. So this one always tricks a lot of students up every time, okay? And there you go. Now you have a rectangular prism. The problem with that is that seeing something like that means if I have my rectangular prism in front of me, that only works when I exactly see the perfect flat front of the rectangular prism. See how I see the perfect flat front like I see here, and then the sides of it you can kind of see start kind of converging together, and they'd go far back, okay, as if the single point is like way back there, probably like right there up, okay? Now, typically we don't really see just perfectly flat in front of us like here. We see stuff finagled to the side and everything. So that's where 2-point perspective is going to come in. So we're going to do 2-point perspective. And if you hear that noise, that's my cat using her little cat scratcher right below, okay? So this was single. And we'll do 2-point perspective, where we just do a couple dots to the side like that. And instead of starting with a flat rectangle, we'll just start with one line, okay? And then we will connect the tops and bottoms towards that point on the right, and then another one toward the point on the left. And again, my parallel lines are going to come through. I'm going to choose to cut off the box right there and right there. So these are all parallel, parallel, parallel. And then I'm going to take this corner and just very subtly just kind of connect it over there. And then this line right here, I connect it towards that box over there. Okay, and once I erase it, then I've got a really good looking rectangular prism. Okay, now just be careful. I've had students in the past, when I show them how to do this, and then they go to draw something like a rectangular prism in real life, they draw it exactly in 2-point perspective. Still take in the details of what you're seeing, like this is squishy on the side, it's got a little of a curve to it, so be careful with details like that. Take those in.